Okay guys, today I'm going to give you a quick tip on how to line up your groove and your tongue on boards of two different sizes. So when I measure this one here, this one is a 32nd over 3/4 inch. And when I measure this one here, this is almost, well, not quite. And this one's a 32nd under 3/4 inch. So there's almost a 16th inch difference between the thickness of this and the thickness of this. So how do you line up this tongue to go in this groove and have equal amounts on each side, so when you sand it, it comes out a little neater? And one of the ways that you do that is that we know that this is a little bit thicker than 3/4. So if I take my 1/4 inch and I place it underneath my bit and put my bit right down on my 1/4 inch spacer, that's going to give me a 1/4 inch on one side. When I make the cut, I'm going to have a little bit fatter on this side. All I have to do is, you'll watch, I make the cut through once, flip the board over, and then make the cut through again. Now what's going to happen is that this groove is going to be a little bit thicker than a 1/4 inch. And when I drop this in here, you can see that it has a little bit of wiggle room here. So after that, what I do is when I go to my lower setting here, is I want to place this blade so that it's below my 1/4 inch piece right here. Then what I do is I make a cut on one side, I run the board through, make a cut on one side, flip it on over, make a cut on the other side, and then I measure it up against how close this is to this. And it might take 2 or 3 times, but I'm going to make a cut. It might be too thick. I'm going to raise it up a 32nd, make another cut. Might be a little bit too thick, raise it up another 32nd, make a cut, and boom, now this is going to fit all the way through, and it's going to be even on both sides. So this allows you to set up two different thicknesses of wood together so that the tongue and groove comes even, and that way you have the same amount on both sides. So I have about a 32nd on each side, which is going to make it much easier to sand down and put together. So the end cap will have the groove directly center, and the plywood shelf will have the tongue directly center. And you're going to make them so that they line up and you get a perfect fit every time. Perfect for your glue joint and set to go. Now another quick little tip also is when you make this groove here into this, make it a little deeper than this one so that you have a little bit of glue that can spread out on the inside there. So that way when this comes together, you make sure that you have the edges of the piece of wood touching against the edge of your groove here. And that's a quick little tip on how to line that all up without having to really think about it and just using your 1/4 inch spacer bar. Ouch! Of making your tongue and groove even on both sides with two different, stop it. I have people in the background that are making me laugh. So